All right, today I want to share my essential camera gear for 2026. Over the years, I've purchased a lot of camera gear, but I want to focus on what I've been actively using lately for filming these YouTube videos, cinematic vlogs, and photography. So if you're currently a content creator or have considered starting a YouTube channel or documenting your life, or maybe you just enjoy taking photos and videos, definitely stick around till the end because I'm sure you'll find something that you like. All right, so let's start with my favorite camera bags. This is something that kind of changes depending on my plans for the day. But if I'm traveling or going somewhere specifically to shoot a bunch of videos, my main bag that I'll bring is this Peak Design Everyday Backpack. I got this a few years ago and it's been my main backpack that I take with me traveling. It can fit lots of camera gear as well as other things inside. It's got all these fancy dedicated pockets. I also have this nice Peak Design camera clip on the arm, which is great if I'm, out and about walking around. I want to quickly store my camera on here. I can just attach it very nice and easily. I mentioned this other bag in my recent everyday carry video, but this has been one of my favorite sort of mid-sized bags lately. This is the Uniqlo crossbody shoulder bag, and I also have a little camera cube inside here. And this is what I kind of rock on an everyday basis. Sometimes I'll put my laptop in here if I'm just going to work. Other times I'll put this camera cube and camera gear in here, but it's a great sort of versatile everyday shoulder bag that can fit a surprising amount of stuff in it. But I also have a number of other bags that I bring out from time to time. I've got the Peak Design 6-liter sling bag. I believe it's like the medium sized one. And I also have this tiny sling bag from Orbit Key that is a nice size as well, a little more compact than the Peak Design one. But yeah, I probably have too many bags to be honest, but it's one of those things where it's like no bag is perfect for all scenarios and it's kind of enjoyable to rotate between them. Right now, let's get into the specific cameras that I use. But first, if you're new here, my name is Miles. I'm a content creator in my mid-20s, and on this channel, I enjoy sharing parts of my everyday life, my favorite tech and camera gear, and just other simple things I enjoy like food, coffee, and living a good life. If that sounds like your cup of tea, definitely click subscribe. All right, so my main camera body that I use the most, and I'm actually using right now to film this talking portion, is my Sony a7C II. I'll save the specific details for a dedicated video on this camera, but there are three main reasons I got it. One is for the video. It's a full frame camera. It shoots 10-bit color, which is great for color grading all of my videos. It's also a hybrid camera, so it shoots great photos as well as video, which is something I've been trying to get more into lately. And finally, just the size and aesthetics I really like. Let's be honest, this is probably one of the best looking Sony cameras. That sort of two-tone color with the silver and the black looks kind of similar to old film cameras, which is really nice, and it just feels very satisfying and fun to use. Now, if I want to slow things down and really just enjoy the creative process of photography, I'll bring my dad's vintage Japanese film camera called the Nikomat L. It was Nikon's first camera to use an electronic system for exposure, and this thing is a beast. My dad got it back in like the 70s, so it's super old, but it still works perfectly fine. The build quality is incredible on this thing. It feels really sturdy and satisfying to just like move around all the buttons and press the shutter and things like that. It's really heavy, but the photos it takes are super sharp. It's got this nice 50mm f1.4 lens, so you can get a good amount of light in there. Obviously, shooting on film is expensive and less practical and quick than digital, but it's really fun, to be honest, and it's a nice antidote to a lot of the instantaneous digital photography and fast-paced world that we live in today. So this is something that I've really enjoyed using this past year. Now, my most used camera is probably still my iPhone 17 Pro. I got this back in September when it came out. Cameras on here are great, all 48 megapixels, shoots amazing video as well. I have a couple accessories for this, like this Moment case, which has this attachment here that you can put on to attach an ND filter so that you can get that nice cinematic video. Since one of the biggest upgrades with this iPhone 17 is that it can shoot raw video. So I've really enjoyed playing around with that as well as these sort of accessories. And then lastly, I'll sometimes use this old Canon Digicam. This is the ELPH100HS. It's just a nice little compact, kind of old Digicam. Stole this from my sister and you just get some nice vibey videos. I kind of enjoy taking this out with me if I'm going to dinner, concert, things like that, because I can take it into most venues. It doesn't take up much space, and the video looks kind of nice and nostalgic. Right now, as far as tripods, this is another thing that I've collected quite a few of over the years, but all for particular reasons. The sort of biggest tripod that I own is this Vanguard Alta Pro 2638AB, blah, 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 something. And this is a tripod that I mainly keep at home for shooting more sort of cinematic B-roll lifestyle videos at home. Since it is a pretty big, bulky tripod, it's not very practical to bring with me unless I like really need it outdoors somewhere. I honestly don't think I've brought it outside of my home, but this is very sturdy, sort of professional feeling tripod. The middle part of this tripod can also bend over and rotate, so you can get all these unique angles, top-down shots, pretty much anything that you can think of. This tripod can get it done. And then I also have this more compact tripod from Sirui. This is their Compact Travel 5C tripod, and this is one that I'll bring with me if I'm ever on the go and I need a proper tripod, definitely on any sort of trips, because it can fit nicely into a suitcase or even the side of my Peak Design backpack, or even inside my Uniqlo sling bag as well. And so it's just a nice sort of compact portable tripod that'll get the job done. And I also have this MantisPod 2.0 from PGY Tech. This is sort of my main vlogging tripod that I'll bring with me on the go if I'm not trying to pack too much stuff. It can fit in most of my shoulder bags or sling bags. And this is a pretty unique tripod. It's got this little flip out hook thing, so you can hook it onto stuff and get overhead shots or all these unique angles. And it's nice and compact too, so definitely enjoy using this one. I also have this Magic Arm from SmallRig, which is another nice and compact sort of camera mount, which allows me to get some more unique angles and shots, because you can just clamp this thing onto pretty much anything, and it's a really nice and powerful tool that I think is definitely worth having in your arsenal. And then lastly, I do have a couple things for my iPhone specifically. One is just this MagSafe mount that I just found on Amazon, some random one, sticks to the camera. Very nice to be able to use this instead of those clamp things that we used to have to use back in the day. MagSafe is so much more convenient. You can just stick it on here and it's really nice and secure. You can get overhead shots, any type of shot, and this will go straight into any of my tripods because it is just, you know, a regular Arca Swiss plate. And then lastly, I have this tripod wallet from Moft. I've been keeping this on my phone for a couple of years now, and it holds my driver's license and a credit card in here, and also doubles as a nice phone stand and little mini tripod. So if I ever need to prop my phone up or just quickly take some video, I can have a nice tripod without having to carry around anything bulky, because it also doubles as my wallet. All right, now let's get into some of the lenses that I use most frequently. First up, we've got my 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8 Sigma zoom lens. This is my big boy cinematic lens. If I really want to go all out and get all the shots and angles and everything, I'll use this lens. Obviously, the one downside of this is it's pretty big, it's heavy, so not too practical for vlogging or more casual, just everyday carrying around. But, you know, if I'm shooting B-roll at home, or if I'm out really trying to get some great videos at different lengths and I need something that's a little more versatile than a prime lens, I'll definitely bring this with me. And this is definitely maybe my most used lens, I would say, is probably this one. Although that's changing a little bit now. I've got a couple others that I'll talk about now. Now, the lens that I'm using right now to shoot this A-roll and also in a good amount of my vlogs is the Sony 16mm f1.8. This is a pretty new lens from Sony, but I think it might be the perfect vlogging lens out there, at least right now, for full frame Sony cameras. It's a fairly compact size, and I think the 16mm focal length is just right for vlogging. It's not too wide where you get all this distortion, but it's also, you know, wide enough where you can just kind of hold the camera out in front of you and get a nice field of view. And the f1.8 is also very nice because it allows me to get that nice blurry background and capture some pretty good footage in low light as well. And then lastly, the latest lens that I've added to my lineup is this 35mm f2.8 Zeiss prime lens from Sony. And this lens I primarily got for still photography. I did a lot of research trying to find a good compact 35mm lens for Sony. It seems like there aren't that many great options, and Sony could definitely add a newer compact sort of pancake style lens, but this seems to be people's favorite from what I could tell from my research. If you have a better recommendation, definitely let me know. But I've used it a little bit, and so far I really like it. It looks great, super sharp, colors are nice. f2.8 is pretty solid for getting a good amount of light in there. The main thing is just the size. I mean, hold it up to my Sigma 24 to 70mm and you can get a sense of just how small and compact this thing is, and especially on my Sony a7C II. It's very nice. It makes the a7C II really feel more like a compact everyday camera. But honestly, I'm probably going to use this for my on-the-go sort of travel vlogging setup as well, in addition to that 16mm for more handheld shots of me talking. I think I'll use this one to get those more cinematic shots, because I also can just quickly snap on this ND filter so I can get that nice, sorry, my cat is in the freaking way. Can you move, please? But as I was saying, if I want to shoot video, I can just snap on the lens hood, which I've put this cute little ND filter on here, so you can see that'll help me get that nice cinematic 24 FPS video for my vlogs. So this, along with my 16mm and my Sony a7C II, is a pretty compact setup for vlogging. Now, as far as microphones, there are three main ones that I use for my at-home filming. If I want the highest quality audio, I'll use my Shure SM7DB, which is what I'm speaking on right now. When I'm not at my desk, I'll use the Sony ECM1, which is this tiny shotgun mic from Sony that I can plug directly into the hot shoe, which is really nice. It's obviously not quite as good audio as the Shure microphone because I can keep it right next to my face, but for vlogging and stuff, it definitely gets the job done. And then lastly, if I'm out and about and I want to get some high quality audio, I'll use the DJI Mic 2. I got these a couple years ago and they're great sort of wireless audio. So if I want to film videos when I'm far away from the camera, or if I'm just outside and it's kind of noisy, too noisy for the Sony ECM1, I can hold these a lot closer to my mouth and hopefully get a lot better sounding audio outside. And they're pretty compact. You can easily hold it like this or just attach it to your shirt with the magnet. I know DJI has some newer ones out as well, so maybe you could pick up those. I think they're a little more compact and probably have some new features, but these have worked great for me so far. And then next up, some accessories that I usually carry with me. I have this SD card case from SmallRig, and this thing is pretty solid. Has a bunch of slots in here for different SD cards. To be honest, I find that, at least on mine, the SD cards kind of fall out more often than I'd like, so that's not too great, but it still gets the job done, so I can't complain too much. Also, I have just this random Sony battery charger. It can charge 2 batteries and also hold some SD cards in here. Came with some extra batteries, just a cheap one that I found on Amazon. I've got a little lens blower thing so I can blow dust off my sensor, and also have this lens pen as well to get any smudges or dust off. And then lastly, I got this SmallRig thumb grip, which plugs straight into the hot shoe of the a7C II, and this is more geared towards photography. So with this new compact Zeiss lens, I've been trying to take more photos on my camera since it is a hybrid camera, and this thing is nice because it makes it a little bit easier to grip the camera and especially to hold it with just one hand if you're ever trying to take those one-handed photos. But that's about it as far as my essential camera gear for 2026. I'm sure with my shiny object gear syndrome that there will be some new additions to this coming next year, so I'll probably make updated videos later throughout the year, as well as some dedicated videos diving in deep into specific things like the different cameras I definitely want to make as well. But yeah, this might be my last video for 2025. I think maybe another one next week. We'll see if I can get it edited and uploaded in time. But thank you so much for a great year. I'm excited to keep making videos and appreciate all your support. If you're a new viewer or a longtime viewer, I just love doing this and making these videos, and thank you for watching. And I look forward to more stuff in 2026. It's going to be an exciting year. I'm going to be moving, and yeah, more videos to come. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you're celebrating, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Miko, say bye. Say bye.